Hey there, Parker Reed here, and welcome to PR Media, your home for everything movies and music through my eyes. And today we have a review of the brand new album by Jim Pullman, Go On Boldly. Jim Pullman is known in the Chippewa Valley music scene for decades worth of great original material. He has been in bands like the Rattlenecks, the Jim Pullman Band, and this is his debut solo effort, highly anticipated, so let's talk a little bit about it. And just to level with everyone here, Jim is a friend of mine. He's played on some of my original recordings, but that is not going to affect the rating. That's not going to affect the review. This is going to be a purely unbiased review, but I just wanted to get that out there. And to give a little bit of a backstory on Go On Boldly, this is all about Pullman's wife Donna's mother who passed away, so that's Jim's mother-in-law. A lot of these songs were written for Donna and helped this couple grieve, and some of the other songs were just to help cheer up their awesome love songs, so it's a great mix of stuff. But before we get into the entire record, Jim actually wants to say a little bit of something to you before it all starts.
Hey there folks, Jim Pullman here. Hey, I have a brand new record coming out. It's called Go On Boldly, and I was very excited when Parker and the folks at PR Media approached me about doing a review. I've been really impressed with PR Media and all the great content they have over there, so I of course said yes, please go ahead and feel free to do a review. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I hand it over now to Mr. Parker Reed.
So Go On Boldly is an 8-song album clocking in at 33 minutes, and it starts and ends in almost a very similar way because the songs Treading Water and Stillwater are very mellow acoustic ballads about love and loss. So those two songs tie the album together with a bow. But I think the two best songs off of Go On Boldly are the title track Go On Boldly, which served as the inspiration for this entire album. This song was written almost like 2 years ago, and Jim has been playing it for quite a while. So once he had the idea for this song and this song was cemented, that's where the rest of the record came. And Go On Boldly features Jim's beautiful avant-garde voice. Jim does not have like a typical singer-songwriter voice. Jim has a higher pitched voice, and it suits this style of music really well. It's different, it goes against the grain, because a lot of singer-songwriters and folk-centered songwriters, they have this very deep, growly voice, and it sounds almost pseudo-country. Jim is not like that at all. That's what helps songs like Go On Boldly really go to this next tier, because they just have this beautiful sounding instrumentation. And just an aside, the instrumentation of this entire record is beautiful. The acoustic guitars sound fantastic, and the production is very minimalist. There aren't a lot of synths going on. There's not a lot of layered vocals. It's very just one vocal and some backing vocals, some light drums, some light bass, some light keys and synths. He doesn't go crazy with production, so I appreciate that about this album. But going back to Go On Boldly, the title track, I think it's the best melody on this entire album. That's probably why it was the lead single, but I really enjoyed this track. It had a beautiful haunting melody, and there's a really cool chord change towards the end of the song I think you'll really enjoy. And while Go On Boldly is a lot of people's favorite off this album, I think my favorite is the song Lonesome and Then Some. And the opening lyric is my favorite melody. It's so unique and different. It says, "I'm the captain of a leaky little boat, and below soft glow my embers burn." And just the way that Pullman delivers it, it's holistically unique. I can see that sounding kind of corny from someone else, but coming from him, it totally feels genuine, and it was a great addition to this record. And once you know what's going to be on Go On Boldly, you know what you're going to get yourself into. So when I found a couple songs in this album that were a little bit peppier and more upbeat, it threw me through a loop a little bit, and I think they're my least favorite on it. That doesn't mean I didn't like them, because I did like them, but I was in the mood for some dreariness, and the songs This House and All at Once, while I enjoyed them, they felt more traditional the Jim Pullman Band music or even Rattlenecks music. I liked the other tracks more, but just because it felt like Jim really going off on his own and making a unique piece of artwork he wouldn't have in these other previously established bands. Another thing I like about Jim Pullman's Go On Boldly is it features melodies that could be akin to almost a Buddy Holly. Like the song It's Called a Broken Heart, it features very peppy lyrics, very peppy background vocals, and the electric guitars and the acoustic guitars in here seem like they could have been on like a 50s or 60s record. It added a lot of musical diversity to Go On Boldly. And while I really enjoyed Go On Boldly by Jim Pullman, there are two drawbacks for me. One, it's a little bit too short. At 8 songs, I was yearning for more, and that's what you want to do, but it's going to be a while before we get a follow-up effort to Go On Boldly. So I would have preferred it to be about 10 songs rather than 8. Also, if Jim would have increased the musical diversity on it a little bit, I think this album would have benefited from it, because it does get a little bit dreary, a little bit overindulgent in the grief and the acoustic guitars on it. And while I know that's the point of the album, it just felt a little bit repetitive towards the end. On the song Stillwater, it felt like a bit of a retread to Treading Water. So if it would have shaken things up in that last song, I think this album would have gotten an even higher rating. But even if I didn't know Jim, I still would have really loved this album, and I think you definitely should check it out. So I'm giving it a solid 9 out of 10. A great local record, and one you definitely need to check out. Jim Pullman's Go On Boldly is highly recommended by me. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw here, you can check us out on Facebook or Instagram, and like, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. My name is Parker Reed. You've been watching PR Media. Keep supporting physical media, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
She'd say, go on boldly, and take your love by the hand and follow the road till it ends. Just follow the road till it ends.